Well, hello, my muy special amigos. Thank you for stopping by during your lunch break and joining us for this segment of the series Lunch and Learn, brought to us by our very own Employee Recognition Committee, for which today I'm very happy to share with you how I made Pico de Gallo the fun way. And for that, I have all the ingredients set up, ready to go. Roma tomato, white onion, jalapeno, lime, cilantro, and Corona beer. Before I start making pico de gallo, step by step, I start by cutting a piece of lime. I place it in a glass, open a Corona beer, pour it, and let's make some pico de gallo. This time we are making pico de gallo for about 8 to 10 people, and we're using about 12 Roma tomatoes. I select the tomatoes to be ripe but firm, not too soft, because I don't want a mushy pico de gallo. I start by cutting the tomatoes by half, and then I remove the inside of the tomato, the seeds in the inside, and I end up with a shell like this. And you don't want the seeds in your pico de gallo. And also, if you just chop the whole thing, you end up with a lot of juice, being that the tomato gives out a lot of liquid. And when you finish, you wish you have removed it. So take it out, work with the shelf, then start by cutting it by about half an inch slice each tomato. I'm sorry, I should say a quarter of an inch, okay? 1/4 of an inch is what I meant to say. And both ways. When the tomatoes are too ripe or too soft, you will need a sharper knife. They are harder to cut too. So you're better off selecting it ripe but firm is the best way to get them. Cut them by half. Our goal is to achieve the perfect pico de gallo that not only tastes good but also looks good. I moved here from Hollywood, California, and in Hollywood, looks is everything. So even pico de gallo has to look good. Okay, so about 1/4 of an inch slice. Turn it around and do about 1/4 of an inch. And so, after finish chopping the 12 tomatoes, we are ready for the onions. For the onions, we want to do smaller than the tomato. So we were doing the tomato at about 1/4 of an inch. I would say if you're measuring, maybe closer to 1/8 of an inch. So let's try it that way, see how it goes. We're gonna do about 1/4 of a large white onion. Another thing I should mention is that if you're gonna make pico de gallo for your guests, allow yourself about an hour to do it. It might take you about 40 minutes to complete it, but then you need to let it rest another 10-15 minutes or so for the ingredients to marinate each other. And remember, the lime takes a few minutes to work its magic, because the lime is not only the flavor, it also helps cure the raw onion. So do that. Another thing, that when you chop the onion, you do want it to be smaller than the tomato. But if it looks still a little bit too large for you, you can do some of this, not a lot, but just to do that. Another step that is important, or something to think about, is that's why it's not good to follow any recipe, because you do everything and then at the end you're trying to see if you did it right or not. So what we do is that we put some of the onion in it. I say I'll use about 1/4, but before I use all of it here, I'll play it by eye a little bit and see what it looks like. Okay, mix it up real well. This is 12 tomatoes, so this is a good amount of pico de gallo. I think a decent amount is probably like 8 tomatoes. It's more manageable, I think. But that's me. I'm not an expert. I just do this the way I do it. So in this case, I don't know if you can see it there, but you can see the onion, but it's not overwhelming. Okay. If it's overwhelming to the eye, most likely it will be overwhelming to the taste. Next thing, the jalapeno. You can skip this step and do it at the end. Sometimes some people don't like hot, spicy, and you probably want to make a batch with no jalapeno. Okay, we'll do it this way now and see what happens. Another thing, is hard to tell when jalapeno is too hot or too spicy. So I've seen what they do is they cut the tip and they bite it. Yeah, this is about right. It's hardly spicy at all, so I'll be able to use it. And another thing that you want to do is that you want to remove the seeds. I think the seeds are usually the spicy part. Remove the seeds, but don't throw them away yet, because you will, if you find out that you want it more spicy, you can put the seed back in, and that will make it perfect for you. I think this jalapeno is hot, and it's not hot at all, so I might end up needing to throw the seeds in there. Now the jalapeno, you want it to be smaller than the onion if possible, or like the onion, but I will make it smaller than the onion if I can. Okay, I think I got it. Oops. And put it in there. I will do with the onion, with the jalapeno, the same thing I did with the onion, which is don't put it all in there. I'm making 12 tomatoes, so I'm feel free right now to put this. I know that I probably, if anything, I probably need more, but I'm just about right. Next step is to do the cilantro. I don't know if you can put too much cilantro. Some people like it a lot. That's one batch, the way it comes from the market. So I'll use about, I mean, I'm doing 12 tomatoes, so I probably, unless I use only putting about 3/4 of the whole batch. See what happened. Now, the cilantro, you want it to be well chopped. The next step is the lime. Because I have plenty of pico de gallo there, I know that I will be needing definitely more than one lime. Let's try this. Let's put it in the center here. And so this is about one lime. I know, it is one lime. I'm going to do 1.5, okay? And then we'll see what happens. We want to get it right, okay? We don't want to see what happened and then we'll make it better next time. No, you got to get it right the first time, or then we can make it even better next time. All right, so I'm going to try this much. I don't know, this, okay. I'll try this much. And I will put about, this is half of a teaspoon, so 2 of this is 1 teaspoon. I think that's about how much you need for 8 tomatoes. In my case, I will end up needing more. There we go. As you can see, it takes about 40 minutes or so. I mean, remember, you still have to let it rest for about 10 minutes or so before it can be served, just so that it tastes at its best. You can eat it immediately, but it tastes better after 10, 15 minutes. So when you're having people coming over and you're so busy preparing the main dish, main meal, you tend to leave the pico de gallo at the end. Don't do that. You want the pico de gallo to be ready first thing, because people start showing up, they'll wait for you, they'll wait for the main meal, but they want to be munching on something. And you want your pico de gallo to be at its best. Remember, they're going to taste the pico de gallo, and if they don't like that, so I wonder if I should wait for the for the main meal. So, remember, first impression is the most valuable impression. And we are ready to taste it for final time. And I think I got it. This is it. Here it is. We did it. We have a nice looking, great tasting pico de gallo. Let's make some guacamole. This is 1 avocado. It was ripe enough. I don't like them when they're too soft, but they had to be soft enough to be edible. So yes, put 1 avocado. Don't waste any, these are expensive. And just add pico de gallo, fresh pico de gallo, homemade, Hollywood made pico de gallo. Again, don't put too much, put some, mix it up well. Now I will put a little bit of salt because avocado needs salt. And I will take a little bit of the juice and the lime, just to make it more, a little bit more soury, lemony, and also softer. Gotta show some love here. Gotta love it, just like when people eat it, and in exchange they will love you. Okay, so I think that's my guacamole. Got that. Serve it in a nice looking colorful plates. And last but not least, put some chips in it to make it look even better and ready to be eaten. Let me take this out of here. I'm going first to eat Pico de Gallo. How about that? Can you see this? Can you dig it? Uh-huh. Do you want some of it? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Enjoy, my friends. It's been fun making this for all of you. Have fun. See you soon. Bye-bye.